Hey guys, Ashen1 here and welcome to this beginner's guide of 20 tips, tricks and early explanations for Returnal, which I will try to keep spoiler free. If you like my content, please like, subscribe and hit that bell icon. Okay, let's do this. Number 1. Integrity. You will notice the word integrity being used a lot. Well, integrity is simply your health and the amount of health you can have. You will notice green loot called Silphium. Collecting this will heal you, however, it is still worth collecting Silphium even if you have full health, as you'll notice white bars appear next to your health bar. Collect 3 Silphium whilst at full health, and your suit's integrity will increase, and this increases your max health. Number 2. Oblite. Oblite is one of the game's currencies, the most common currency. Your Oblite will be lost when you die, so don't be afraid to spend as much of it as you can to unlock more permanent things. Oblite is the yellow loot and it can also be dropped from enemies and chests. Large chunks of Oblite can be broken with a melee weapon also. You can also get Oblite from destroying statues with golden eyes, so look out for them as well. Number 3. Adrenaline. Adrenaline is gained from killing enemies. Every time you kill 3 enemies without getting hit yourself, you will gain an adrenaline level and a perk for doing so. Getting hit, however, will completely reset your adrenaline to 0. There are 5 levels of adrenaline, each with a different perk. At level 1, you will get Enhanced Overload, which makes the overload window easier to hit. At level 2, you will get Enhanced Envision, which highlights enemies through walls as orange rings. At level 3, you will get Enhanced Melee Attack, which decreases the cooldown on melee attacks. At level 4, you will get Enhanced Proficiency, which speeds up your weapon proficiency gain. And at level 5, you will get Enhanced Oblite Collection, which increases the radius in which you collect Oblite. Number 4. Overload. Overloading is essentially a way to quickly cancel weapon overcharge when you've held down R2 for too long. You will see a prompt appear when your weapon has overcharged. Simply hit R2 in the window to immediately and completely reload your weapon. Number 5. Weapon Proficiency. You will notice a white bar appearing under your health as you defeat enemies. This is your weapon proficiency level. The higher this level is, the more powerful the level of weapons will drop for you. This will naturally level up as you use weapons to kill enemies. Number 6. Weapon Traits. You will notice a weapon trait attached to most weapons starting at 0%. Simply keep using a weapon and before long you will have permanently learnt the attached weapon trait. This means that picking up a weapon with this trait on it again in the future will mean having the benefit of the trait instantly. Number 7. Stat Augmentations. On the status screen you will find the 5 stats associated with your suit. These can be affected by items, artifacts and much more in each run. You can also use stat augment pods to increase your stat for your current cycle. The 5 stats are Weapon Damage, which is the amount of damage your current weapon deals out. Protection, which is your defense, so the lower protection means you take more damage and so on. Proficiency Rate, which is the level at which your weapon proficiency meter builds. Repair Efficiency, how effective healing items are. And finally, Alt Fire Cooldown, so how long does it take for your weapon's Alt Fire to recharge. Number 8. Reconstructors. Activating a Reconstructor is a very good idea. Basically it counts as an extra life. If you die in the same biome as an activated Reconstructor, you will spawn at it and keep your progress intact. You will need to spend ether to activate a Reconstructor, and you will need to reactivate a Reconstructor with more ether every time it revives you if you want the extra life again. Number 9. Ether. Ether is another currency in the game. It is rarer than Oblite, but it is permanent, and you keep your ether when you die. Ether can be used to cleanse Malignant loot and chests, activate Reconstructors, and more. You will find ether as purple glowing loot throughout the biomes. Number 10. Malignancy and malfunctions. You may come across items, loot, and chests that are malignant. you will be given a chance to accept the item or open the chest that is malignant, but at the risk of receiving a malfunction in return. The chances of getting a malfunction range from low to very high. If you do end up receiving a malfunction, which is essentially a debuff, you will be able to clear it by carrying out the required task, which will be displayed with the malfunction in the top left. You can also cleanse malignant items and chests by spending ether to avoid any chance of getting a malfunction. Number 11, Parasites. You can pick up parasites that latch on to you and they will give you a buff and a debuff. So when you find one, simply consider your situation, the benefits of the buff and the problems that will come with the debuff, and decide on whether the trade-off is worth it. Number 12, Fabrication. You will often find pedestals from which you can fabricate items, artifacts and augments by spending Oblites to do so. This is definitely worth it. You won't necessarily get the item, artifact or augment that you are fabricating, but what you will have done is added the item, artifact or augment permanently to the loot pool, meaning you will now have a chance of getting them in every cycle from now on. Number 13, Dashing. When you dash, you are invincible, so have fun dashing through enemy projectiles and red lasers. If you find doorways that are guarded by red lasers, simply dash through them. Number 14, the Vines. Throughout certain biomes you may walk into vines that start pulling you up. Simply dash out of them to get free, but if you're clever, you can let the vines pull you high enough so that you can dash onto ledges that you previously couldn't reach. Just make sure you dash out before you get to the top of the vine. Number 15, Pots. This sure ain't Zelda, but you have plenty of pots to smash. Well, they don't exactly look like pots, but these malignant looking purple containers can be smashed to reveal all kinds of loot, so make sure you look out for them and make sure you smash them. Number 16, Xenophogy. A Xenophagus is a type of chest. A coffin seems more appropriate to label them. When you open them, just be careful as it isn't always clear what will pop out. Usually you will just get Oblite and sometimes loot, however, quite often you will spawn enemies. Number 17, Chests behind bars. Every now and again you will see a chest behind bars. To access these chests, simply look around the area for a yellow switch which you will need to shoot to remove the bars blocking the chest. Number 18, Containment Gates. Look out for golden gates with stars above them on your map. These are like challenge rooms that have waves of enemies which you must defeat, but if you manage to do it and you clear all the waves, you will be well rewarded. Number 19, Golden Glowing Enemies. Every now and again you may be lucky enough to come across golden looking enemies that don't attack you. Kill these for loads of Oblites and consumable drops, but be quick as they do disappear. And finally, number 20, Heal in the Ship. If you find yourself ready for the boss fight, or just a tough challenge in general, but your health is looking low, simply walk back to the Helios, which is your ship, and use the bed to heal up. So there you have it guys, the 20 things I've learnt, some the easy way, some the hard way, for Returnal. But what I want to know now is, are you playing this game? And if so, how are you finding it? And do you have any tips and tricks to share with the rest of us? Please leave a comment guys, I'd love to hear from you. All the best, see you in the next one. Cheers.